Hey everyone, and welcome back to Battleborn. I've got a new build for you today. This one is for ISIC and I call it Leet Blaster. We are going to turn his charge cannon into a rapid fire death dealing machine. Now this is a super versatile build. He can kinda do it all. He's got high damage from his charge cannon, he's got some control effects, his charge cannon shots are going to slow, and he's got a stun on his plasma dash. He's got great mobility with the plasma dash. He's got incredible defenses, so he can put up rotating wards to soak up damage, plus they're going to reflect ranged projectiles back at the attackers. And he's also got a shield that he can pull out whenever he wants to soak up a bunch of damage. The only thing he's really got working against him is his large size. It makes him really easy to hit. But we've got more than enough tools to deal with that situation. Alright, so let's show you how I set this up and jump on over to the Helix. Alright, so for level 1, we are going to go to the left and pick up Watchful wards. That is going to make it so when we put up the rotating wards, we have a high likelihood of getting our shields back. So what I do is I wait till my shield is low or gone, throw up the rotating wards, and then get my shield back up. Level 2, we go to the left with you drop these. That's going to add that reflect to our rotating wards. Level 3, I go to the right with charging on the go. That makes it so when I charge my charge cannon, it makes it so I don't slow down. So especially in the late game, I like it because I'm slowing targets, I'm chasing after them, and that just makes it that much easier for me to stick right on them and just make sure that they don't get away from me. If that's not something you want, the left choice is also a good one. Increase your shield strength. But I go with the charging on the go on the right. Alright, so for level 4, we are going to the left with hold it right there. That's going to add that stun to the plasma dash. Level 5, you gotta go up the middle. Stopping power is amazing. Overcharged shots are going to slow now. And it's fantastic, especially with how fast we're going to be shooting those overcharged shots. They are going to be perma-slowed, whoever we're on, as long as we're landing our hits. Alright, level 6, we're going to the left with the Burlier wards. Make those wards stronger. More damage that we can soak up, plus the reflect. It's just going to send more damage back at our attackers if they're using ranged. Alright, level 7, we go with the quick charge. That's what we want. We want those charge cannon shots coming out faster, and that's going to get the job done for us. If you wanted to, you could go up the middle with I'm helping, make the weapon damage higher on the charge cannon. But I want those shots out faster because it's got that slow. I just want to be nailing them with the charge cannon over and over so they can't get away from me. Alright, level 8, we're going to the left with the Hard-Workin wards. Add 6-second duration to rotating wards, and that is so long. It makes the wards so much better, and it makes you really difficult to deal with. Level 9, we're going to make that plasma dash go farther and work or travel faster with can't run from me on the left. And then level 10, I go to the right with It's Raining Death. Adds 2 missiles to my ultimate missile attack whenever I land a missile directly, and that just does insane amounts of damage. But honestly, the other 2 choices are good as well, so if you don't like It's Raining Death, go ahead and try those other ones. They're nice, but I prefer the heavy damage, and if that's what you want It's Raining Death. That's gonna just blow everything up. It's fantastic. Alright, so now that you've seen my Helix choices, let's head on over to the gear. Now, because of the way they changed the matchmaking, you can't pick the game mode that you want to play. So because of that, I've set up 2 gear sets. I've got an expensive one, which I use on Incursion and Meltdown, and then I've got a cheap one, which I use for capture. So I'm going to show you both of those. Let's start out with the expensive one. And first item up is this Eviscerating Endoskeletal Graft. I've used this in just about every build. Adds attack damage and attack speed. It's great. I love it, and we're using that. Second item is the Vow of Zealous Fury. This one drops off of Rendane on the Heliophage. This gives an insane amount of attack speed. 9.2% or 9.26% attack speed base, and then every time you use a skill up to 5 stacks, you're going to get an additional 1.85% attack speed. All 5 stacks is going to be an additional 9.25% attack speed on top of the 9.26% you get all the time. So like 18.5% off of one item. Insane. Plus critical hit damage, which is also really good for Isaac because he's really easy to aim those shots on. So you can get a lot of crits. And then we've got this Doomsday Key. This is another item off of Rendane, and I think it's perfect for Isaac. I use it on a lot of builds, but it really fits in well with him. Gives you the attack speed base, 5.6%. Gives you 9.8% attack speed when your shield drops, which I do on purpose because I wait till the shield drops and then I use rotating wards. So I get that bonus all the time. Plus I get a 1.05% reduction to my shield recharge delay. And that's in addition to the 1.5 seconds I get from the level 1 Helix when I use the rotating wards. So that's 2.5 seconds faster I'm getting my shield back. It comes right up whenever I use the rotating wards. And like I said, perfect item for Isaac. I love it. Alright, so that's the expensive set. Let's show you the cheap set. And it's down here. First item up is the Hurricane. It gives 9.8% attack speed. It costs 420 crystals. Second item I use is this Erratic Internal Capacitor. 140 maximum shield strength increase. And it gives a negative to reload speed, but that doesn't affect Isaac at all. And that one's a freebie to cast. This last one is also a freebie. It's an unstable biorhythmic timer. It's going to reduce my cooldowns by 7% and add recoil, but once again that does not affect Isaac, so only bonuses on these items for me. So there's my cheap set. That is for capture mode. The other set is for Incursion and Meltdown. Alright, so now that you've seen my Helix setup and my gear sets, let's jump to some clips and I'll explain to you how to play this build. So the first 3 levels for Isaac is slow going in the damage department. His charge cannon does a lot of damage, but when you're just starting out, it's going to take a bit of time to charge between each shot. If you're unfamiliar with the cannon, you need to hold down his attack button until the gauge on the right is completely full. Then when you release it, it shoots a large cannon shot, which will do a lot of damage and a small AoE around the spot it impacts. It's great for clearing out minion waves as well as being Isaac's primary damage. Keep in mind too that all of your abilities become more powerful when activated with a full charge, so whenever possible charge your cannon to max before firing off abilities, especially those rotating wards because it makes them stronger, and level 2 and above it means more reflected damage back at your ranged attackers. It's also important to note that you should only activate your rotating wards when your shield is low or down, because the Helix we chose will bring your shield back faster, and as long as no hits get through your wards, you can get your shield back mid-combat. So the thing you want to get good at is releasing the cannon shot as soon as it's ready, and keep in mind that with this build and gear setup that the timing will be changing throughout the match as your attack speed rises and falls. At level 4, you're going to pick up the stun on your dash, which can be great for securing kills for yourself or your teammates. Prior to this, you were likely only using dash to chase targets or escape, and it's still great for those situations, and now the stun is just another tool available to you should you need it. If someone overextends, you can dash through them and punish them with your teammates. You can dash through someone during an escape to make sure they can't get hits on you as you flee. You could save an ally about to die. You can stop that annoying Wrath using his ultimate on you. The possibilities are really endless, so it's just good to have around. Anytime you're in a situation where you need to stop something or someone, you can just hit them with that plasma dash and stop them dead in their tracks and get that stun in there. At level 5, you start getting really dangerous. So there's a few things that happen. First off, you get slow on your cannon shots. this is brutal, especially with how we've set this build up. We're packing attack speed up the wazoo with our gear, so if you've got those activated and your timing is good with cannon shots, you can pump out those big hits like crazy and easily keep people permaslowed if you're landing your shots. On top of that, our level 3 Helix makes us move faster when charging, so they can't get away from you if you keep landing the shots. On top of this, you pick up the ultimate, which does a ton of damage but will leave you vulnerable to attacks, and CC will knock you out of it. I typically only use the ultimate if I'm perched up high and can fire down on unsuspecting enemies, or I'm activating it at full charge just to grab the overshield that comes with it at full charge. Once that overshield is gone, I'll either finish off the kill if I think I can, or I'll pop out of the ult and go back to my normal self. At level 7, you pick up the decreased charge time for your cannon, and with all of that attack speed gear combined with that decrease, it's just silly. You can fire out cannon shots like crazy, and of course they all slow. It just ends up being overwhelming amounts of damage, and with the slow component on top of it, it's just incredibly difficult to deal with. If they try to fight back with ranged attacks, you can send those projectiles right back at them with your wards, and if you still somehow find yourself in trouble, you've always got that dash to get you out to safety, or you can use it aggressively to land a stun in on them and hopefully finish off the kill. If that somehow isn't enough, you can always fall back on your Aegis shield, soak up a bunch of damage, and get your skills off of cooldown to get right back into the fight. So you end up just being crazy damage, you immobilize people with slows, and you're just a gigantic pain to take down. Without getting at least 2 people attacking you, it's very unlikely you're going to die unless you just make a mistake or you're not landing your hits when you're trying to fight people. Because anyone you find one-on-one, they should be dying a horrible death. Now, at this point, it's hard not to get overconfident and rush at the other team Rambo style and just try to take them all out. I actually did that just a little bit in the gameplay video I'm showing with this build. I did it near the end of the match. I just got a little too aggressive and died more than I should have. And with this new competitive matchmaking, the competition has risen. So if you keep stomping people, they're going to figure it out, and they're only going to engage you with their friends. So just in case you didn't already have enough firepower, at level 10 you pick up its Raining Death for your missile shots on the ultimate, and these things are just devastating. I'm still very reluctant to use my ultimate because I hate leaving myself exposed, especially since by now the other team is ready to pounce like a pack of hungry wolves at any chance to actually kill me and get some revenge. But if I get the opportunity to bust it out and actually land the hits, it does insane damage. I think it's something like 400 damage a shot if the shot and the 2 missiles all hit the target, and it's probably about, I don't know, a second per shot. So yeah, do the math. Nothing is living for long if you're hitting those shots consistently. I view it more as a fun thing to do rather than being practical. Perhaps if you had a pocket healer, you could stay in the ultimate and hope nobody CC'd you, raining death on any of the smiley faces that get in your way, but honestly, you've got more than enough damage already if you ask me. But if you get a chance to use it, it's super fun to do, so yeah, definitely take advantage if you get the opportunity. Well, there you have it, folks, the Elite Blaster build for ISIC. I am amazed at how little this guy gets played for how good he is, but I did really suck with him when I started, so perhaps people just haven't taken the time to learn him and gave up on him too quickly. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this build, and be sure to let me know how it works out for you in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.